what to expect on the Democrat side. That seems to be a pretty close race, but my instinct is that Senator McCain will come out the overall winner. Hopefully we'll be done until November.
Governor, many Texans here in the Valley have been sued by the government on the border wall lawsuits. Your thoughts on that?
Well, certainly we think you've got to be sensitive to the private landowners in the state. With that said, there's a process that we go through here of eminent domain. There is a greater good for the public. It goes through the court process. Everyone gets their day in court, and then a decision is made. We live with those decisions. We do that all the time, whether it's utilities or highways or other public uses, of which, obviously this fence would fit into that category. So certainly, I have said from the get-go that strategic fencing in some of the metropolitan areas makes some sense, but building a fence from El Paso to Brownsville is, I think I've used a lot of different adjectives, but not very smart, a waste of money and time and effort. So there's a way to secure the border where that individuals who would do harm to Texans are kept from crossing that border. That's what we need to be focused on. And just building a fence by itself is not going to slow down one bit of traffic of individuals who would be coming into Texas illegally. So you do it with boots on the ground, with law enforcement, both federal, state, and local, coordinated. You use technologies that are available. We can show the federal government how to secure the border if they will pay attention.
Your Border Security Committee?
That's correct.
Governor, why did it take 40 years for this honor to finally be bestowed on Freddy here today?
Well, he was honored with the highest award that our country gives soon after his death and in the process in Washington, D.C. with the Congressional Medal of Honor. The Texas Medal of Honor has not been in, as I've said, it's only been given 5 times previously. So it's a very small and distinguished list. But I think the key of, rather than why is it taken this long, which frankly it hasn't been that long with the existence of the medal, is that it was indeed awarded, and he is now one of a very, very small number. Congressional Medal of Honor, probably 2,000 or so. I don't know. It's a larger number. The Texas Medal of Honor, only 5.
Governor, can you confirm a possible visit by our presidential candidate John Keane within the next few weeks or so?
Cannot confirm it, but I hope that's good information. I've asked Senator McCain to come to South Texas so that we can show him what we've been doing on border security here. I think he will find a very workable solution, and one of which not only does it protect the citizens of Texas and the United States from those that would do us harm, it also is the first step in putting together a plan so that we can have a immigration policy that's workable, and hard-working men and women who want to cross across the border to help their families and to help our economy, and we can do that. And the border cities continue to thrive and economically grow.
Any conversations as far as being a vice president?
I don't want to go to Washington, D.C.
Why not?
Except maybe to see the Smithsonian.
There are comments with respect to defense. If you need more boots on the ground and more technology, why do you need a portion of defense?
Well, I think it is clearly proven that strategic fencing does work in places, whether it's in El Paso or some of the other major metropolitan areas. There are some places where barriers work, and we know that they assist in the management of the flow of individuals. So that's what I mean by that. And we've been very consistent in our remarks relative to the border fence, and the original concept of a wall, which was totally and absolutely unworkable and idiotic, and it's I'm not sure anyone really thought that. It may have made some good political blather, but the fact of the matter is it was a pretty poor thought process, in my opinion.
Governor Perry, why are you so committed to completing an interstate highway to the Rio Grande Valley, northward from the Rio Grande Valley, especially using I-37 Corpus to Brownsville. He gave that job to Rick Williamson. He said extending 37 would be the best way to do it. Could be a possibility of suggesting naming it after him. Why are you so committed to doing this to protect jobs and the economy of the state and nation?
Well, transportation infrastructure in our state has not kept up with the growth. When I elevated to the governorship in 2000, we had not spent anywhere near the dollars that we needed to spend on keeping up with the growth in our state's highways. And we had some pretty poor choices. Either spend the money to build roads, or see Texas economy throttled and choked down, congestion worsening, air quality getting to be at levels at which we would lose federal highway dollars because of the quality of our air, the quality of life, of people being hung up in traffic instead of being home with their families or at work. So there was a host of reasons for us to get serious about building highways, which we did. Rick Williamson did a wonderful job of helping develop a plan which legislators, including South Texas legislators, saw the importance of having transportation infrastructure. One of the reasons I will suggest to you this Rio Grande Valley is as economically powerful as it is today is because of the dollars that's flowed in to transportation infrastructure over the last 7 years. From the standpoint of naming a highway, that's the TxDOT Commission's responsibility, and I'll leave that to them.
Any conversation with Governor Eugenio Hernandez about the violence south of the border?
I have not. He and I have had some discussions over the course of the last couple of months, but look, we both understand that this is a war that we have to be very focused on, that the federal government, both our respective federal governments are going to play a substantial role in, the states assisting as they may. We got to win. This is, there's the war on terror is very real, because that terror for us in Texas is right along the Rio Grande with the drug cartels and the impact that they're having on citizens on both sides of the border. So Eugenio and myself both have substantial interest in making sure that our federal governments use all the resources available so that we can, in fact, win this war on terror.
Thank you,
Governor. One question. Would you entertain the possibility of creating a veterans hospital for Texas veterans in the Rio Grande Valley?
Sure.
Considering that.
We're supportive of the process.
Thank you.